Hello, my name's James Marshall. In this first section called the strong body, we're trying to get your body stronger. Most of these movements can be done on grass, or such as in your garden or in the park or on your sports field. Avoid hard surfaces like netball courts and tennis courts. They're designed to help you get strong from the ground up, to teach your players or your pupils basic movements and to get them feeling more confident. They include some balances and some rolls. And the idea is that they can supplement any other strength training you're doing, and you can get into different positions using gymnastic movements rather than fixed planes. Remember that muscles work in coordination with each other rather than just in isolation like you learn in a PE textbook. Okay? And then what you can do is you can put these into your warm-up or as little activity breaks between tactical and technical sessions. I've taught them with progressions so that you can practice them and you can be confident to help your athletes or pupils build up their strength gradually, safely, and having fun.
Hello, welcome to class 1. We're going to start by getting your back moving. If you're anything like most of the population, me, spending time at a desk, we're in this shape here. So we're just going to get the spine moving first in this class, and then we'll build up from there. So, without further ado, get used to rocking first. Before you roll, you need to rock. So make sure you've got a soft surface. Okay? So my spine should be like a tyre on a bike or a car. So I'm just rocking there. Some of you may get stuck. So you might need to do a few more rolls until you get smooth there. Okay. Then you can try coming to your feet or pausing. Pause. Where's my feet? Coming to both feet is hard. Coming up on one foot and one knee is easier. So I'll do this from the front. Here. Here. Crossing my leg. There. Coming up one foot is hard. And 2 feet. So your ankles might be a little bit stiff. So sometimes I'm going to hold on to this extremely hot radiator to show you how to pull up. So sometimes give yourself a bit of a hand. So I'll just use something to pull up. Give yourself a hand. Over time your ankles will become more mobile. Or you can go back to that one. Then we start rolling, that's rocking. Then we start trying to roll around a bit. So here's the joy of movement. Teddy bear roll. So just make sure you've got space around you. And when you roll, you want to go from shoulder to hip. Shoulder to hip, to other hip to shoulder. Oh, roll it like that. Okay, so there. And there. And that's the principle of these next set of rolls we're going to do. So the wider your legs are and further away, it's easier at the start. Roll round. You know when you get it wrong, because it'll end up like this. You rock back and then you get stuck. So remember to roll to the side. There we go. So not only do you get dizzy, you might get trifle bored there. So we change that up now. Here's one of the progressions. By having one leg straight, one leg bent. Try and hold onto your ankles and roll towards the bent leg. Same principle. Okay, and then change legs. Roll towards your bent leg. Roll by just tilting, and roll. That's reasonably okay. You can go to the other side, which is harder. So you go to the open side. Okay, so just change and I'm rolling towards the straight leg there. And then this one is harder, which is why we're working up towards it. It's a butterfly roll. So you may have seen this butterfly stretch before. So just get used to rocking. And then I'll go around. Some of you may well be now lying on the floor like this. Okay, so remember, go to the side and then round. Side and then round. So part of this project, you'll see me coaching some people, so you can see what it's like, how other people do it, and not just me and my old body doing it, but younger people as well. And so here's Chris, he's going to share, and then we'll just see the exercise we just did, so you get a better idea of how to do it. Right, so Chris is rocking quite well here. Okay, good job. Okay, then go into the butterfly stretch. Butterfly, teddy bear. Yeah, that's it. Try rolling on the teddy bear. Go. Yeah, and come back. You see it just stops a little bit there. Go on, can you feel that stopping? Yeah, okay, go on then. There we go. So you do actually have to use these muscles. Go on then, keep going. Try doing 2 in a row on the same side. There we go. Yeah, and again. There we go, and then back the other way. Yeah, one more. Yeah. That's it, good, yeah. How's your back feeling now?
Good.
Bit better, yeah? So try the hurdle. Try the one, so you do a hurdle stretch. That's it, yeah, there you go.
Towards the knee?
Yeah, towards the knee. Try and get the shoulder down. That's it, hit the shoulder. That's better then. You roll much quicker then. That was good. So you see, you just went to shoulder first rather than middle of the back. That's it, and come back the other way. Try going towards, no, try going towards the long leg now. Yeah. Ooh. And you hear that sound, so that's how your back might be feeling. Yeah, okay, go back, shoulder, there we go. All right, just stand up, please. So just stand your back to the camera, okay? So when you roll, it's really important to try and get these big areas. You go from diagonal to diagonal, shoulder to hip, or sometimes we go across the whole spine. This protects your body when you land and fall, so you don't just land on one point, here or here, and all the force goes into one point. You land, and the force dissipates like that. And you heard the thud, was where Chris did the roll, he fell. Okay? Try the butterfly one. Good. Let's do that one, yeah, and then come back the other way. Harder that way. Yeah. And you may be one-sided, you may find one side better than the other. Okay, and stop that. That's it, see that. Okay, so now you're going to rock backwards and forwards, like you just did, go. That's it. Now as you rock back, try and pause. No, pause. Pause, 1, 2, and back. That's it. This requires some strength and control now, so that's what we're trying to do. Now as you come back, remember the different shapes you made. You made a teddy bear shape, a hurdle shape, and a butterfly shape. Remember the different leg shapes? So each time you roll back, try and make a different shape with your legs. Okay? Where's that? Butterfly, yeah? That's one, yeah. And hurdle, yeah. Good. This will happen now. As you see, just by making the different shapes, you sometimes go over and you're just getting used to going backwards and upside down. Most of our lives are like this. Now Chris is experiencing backwards and upside down, getting ready for other things, so that's fine. Okay, go. 2 more. That's it. Oh, a bit stiff there. Try one more. 4. Oh, that hard.
That's hard.
Harder. Yeah. Okay. And why is that hard?
It's kind of pinching there. It's being flat.
Flat. Your back is flat. Okay. So we're trying to. Okay. So now, okay. What we're going to try and do is you're going to come back, pause, and then come up onto your feet. So the 3 ways you can do. You can come up on your feet like that. If you just bend your right leg, Chris. That's it. So you can push up from there. That's it. Good. And then rock back. Make a shape. And rock forward. And just come up. There we go. Right. And then each time, try a different one here. Yeah. So he'll stop there. So part of it's, we can be prescriptive and do say 5 each side, and maybe that's the one to get used to it, maybe do 3 each side, so I'll tell Chris which ones to do that. But then at the end, you can just flow and just try lots of different things. The downside of that is you end up doing 4 in the same. So, remember, one you like doing is that. The other side definitely should be in your repertoire. Yeah. Then you can get up on 2 feet here. Yeah. But also try 1 foot in front of you. So I've just given Chris some options there, different ways to get that. Stay low rather than come up. So stay low and reach forward. There we go, good, that's it, yeah. It's harder, yeah. And then the other side, cross-legged. The other side, cross-legged. Good, that's it, right, and rest there. So as you saw, Chris was really naturally wanting to come up with this cross leg, and then the other side, a bit stumbling. We learn patterns, and so now we're working left and right and trying to teach him new patterns there. Good job. So hopefully your back's a bit more mobile now. Now get used to putting some weight on your hands. We're going to start from the squat position. Some of you may find it hard to get down there because your ankles are stiff, and if you're wearing heels, I don't know who wears heels this big, but any heels here, or you're sat at a desk with your feet tucked behind you, ankles just tend to get a bit stiff. If you're just doing this, you don't really use them, so the squat position might take a bit longer for you to get used to. Okay, anyway, try what you can. You're going to reach forward and put the weight on your hands. I'll demonstrate that one from the side so you get the idea of tilting and just putting the weight on the hands there. I can bring my hands closer and it's more of a frog balance. Then we're going to go in a clock action. I'll try and get the times right. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, then 4 o'clock, and whatever time that is, 8 o'clock. So, forward, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, twisting now, 4 o'clock, and 8 o'clock. Okay, so you can just go around there a couple of times. And you might need to shake off. Remember, you can pause this at any time, shake off, and I'll just say. Now I'm going to try and get my head down. Okay. Coming back to the squat position, I'm probably slap. Coming back to this squat selection. Coming back to this squat position here. Head down. Now I'm not headbutting the floor, it's controlling. Yeah. And then go around. Shake off if you need to. And try the same. Remember, you can do that a couple of times round, and I'm showing you the progressions, but if you're still just going forward and put your hands down, that's fine at the moment, okay? You can save that for the next few weeks to just build up. Remember, you've got a month to practice this stuff, you don't have to get it on the first day. Now I'm going to add a bit more control and balance. I'm going to lift 1 foot off the floor. Demonstrate the first one from the side. Then the next thing, we just lifted 1 foot up then. Now you can try and lift 2 feet up. When you lift 2 feet up, think land quietly. And when I say up, 1 centimetre is enough. It doesn't have to be more. Remember, the higher you are, the more likely you are to tumble. So all your nice china figurines and glasses around the sitting room that you're working in, be careful now. Okay. So for example, 2 feet up is there. I'll show you that here. Or it could be this. Okay, as long as I land flat. So, you work on our clock system again. Each time coming back to the middle. I just showed you like really safe, controlled ones there, but I'm having to twist and lift my feet up. Okay, so you go again, you can go 2 or 3 times around doing that. You can also lift your feet up 1 at a time if you want to. And as you saw, I was just lifting up higher each time, just to show you what you can do. Right, so let's see what Chris can do with this weight on the hands business, okay? So, working the clockwise, just squat down first and place your hands forward. That's it, yeah, not hands and head at the moment, just hands. Then to the side, yeah. And to the other side, yeah. And round, good. Yeah, and then there. Good, alright, so we'll add one in for Chris, because he's younger than me. Now see how far forward, how far away your hands can get from the body each time. So you can walk forward if you want, that's it. And twist to the side, your feet there, good. So then this will be more of a stretch thing. Yeah, good. Yeah. Turn that way, further, there we go, good. Go one more to that side. Hold it there please Chris. Right, now you can see these stretch positions here, the twisting motion, so that's mobility for you as well. He's quite bendy, and some of us might not be able to get that far, that's why I asked him to do that. Okay, come back, thank you. Alright, shake off if you need to. Yeah, okay, good. Notice Chris's squat was wider than mine as well. That's not too much of an issue, how wide, it's just where your ankles can get to. Okay, now you're going to put your head on the floor. Get your heels down each time in between, Chris. So you work through that squat. That's it. So we get through the squat position. That's it, good. Yeah. Heels down. Yeah. Okay, how's that? Shake off? Yeah, right. Okay. So now lift one foot up. So you can do this with your head down and one foot up. I think I did it without my head down. So you do it with your head down now. Put your head down and lift one foot up. Just a note on one thing, if you do one of the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock ones to the side, please, I'll adjust them. Just a note on levers, how far away things go from your body. Okay, yeah. If you lift this leg off and put it in tuck, everything's closer to the foundation, so balance is easier. When we lift away from the body, over here, or outside of the centre, or over here, things become harder, alright, so you can't hold it as long. Okay, so if you're in doubt, stay close and tucked in. Okay, shake off. Alright, and then the last one is 2 feet off. Yeah? No, not head down on this one, up to you. Yep. You just lift 2 feet off. Good. You don't have to balance, just lift them up and just control. That's it, you don't have to lift high. Yeah. Okay, and stand up. Right, how was that?
Much harder.
Harder, yes, okay. So he's young and quite fit. He's finding that hard as well, so you don't have to get through all of these progressions each class. Just start at the first couple and work round, get comfortable with them and build up in your own time. Thanks. Okay, so you've got used to having your weight on your hands and you got used to rocking. So here's the fun part where we put the two together. So I'll show you some moves you can do, but here we want you to really think, I know, just tell me what to do, but we've given you the basics. I don't know how big your sitting room is or how your body is, so here's some ideas about rolling with some weight on your hands. So see if you can recognise what we're doing. Just some ideas. Roll, put weight on your hands, make a shape, put weight on your hands. Have some fun. Today we're going to look at 3 movements: curl, stretch, twist. And every human movement, well done if you find an exception, will combine these 3 movements: curling, stretching and twisting. So we'll keep coming back to that. Let's get going. Start with standing and just think about, that's a curl, that's a stretch, that's a twist. Here I'm curling this arm and twisting my body, stretching that leg. Then try the other. So I'm going to stretch the arm, but bend these legs. You can go up. Obviously a stretch, but look what happens to my back. Stretch that way and away. Twisting here. So that as your body is just might be stiff to start off with, you can just thinking about these different combinations now. Even my arm's going to stretch, twist. Can I get under it? Stretch, twist, and curl. Can you see that? Stretch. I'm going to twist it the other way now. Stretch, twist the other way, and go there. Try that a couple of times each side. Staying with the warm-up, you can use a wall to fix one part of your body. So I'm going to fix my hand here, and then thinking about curling and twisting. Go into the movement, go out. Go into the movement, go out. Okay? You can even do it with a leg. So here it's curling. Can I turn around and stretch this leg? Or can I stretch this leg and curl forward? So this one's bent, straight, straight, bent, and twist. Oh, and balance. So now I'm just thinking about, can I curl? And I'm exploring these different ways of curling backwards. And you can see curling, straightening, twisting. Curling, straightening, twisting. Just think about that, and there's loads of different combinations you can do here. Just thinking about what your hands are doing, or your feet are doing. So over the next couple of weeks after this one, just even changing where this goes up and down, you'll be able to find different ways of moving. Right, so here's Chris. I'm just going to coach him doing something. So Chris, keep one hand on the wall, and then just try and thinking about one arm stretching, the other arm curling, and then twisting your body as well. That's it. So you can go all the way around and under, and then come back. That's it. So Chris is quite good with the upper body. Got the arm. Now think about it. That's good. Try change hands. Yeah, and go. So just thinking about curling, twisting. So you've got one movement there. Think about any other ways. So he's coming away, that's good, twist in there. Okay, now keep both hands fit. I know, so you keep one hand fixed like you did, but try and think about what the other leg is doing. So you've got one leg bent, one leg straight. As you're doing the same things, that's right. There we go, you can move them. Both legs are bent there, both legs are curled. That's better, so you've got one leg straight. Good, there you go. And then come around the other way. Think about which leg is straight, which leg is twisted. That's it. Okay. Just make a point there. Sorry. So one thing about the knee, we never want that twisting. The knee can only curl and straighten. We don't want the knee twisting because that's a no. Okay, that's not good. Okay. Okay, now try putting your hand lower down on the wall. Lower. That's it. So you might go over this now. Can you step over that hand? There we go. And now he's got to come out of that. That's it. Yeah, and then the other way, other hand, or the other way, you're going over it, that's it, yeah.
That's right.
Okay, right, stop there. So you can have some fun just finding a way, and you'll find out, hold on, this side can do it, this side can't. Yeah, you can do that. Okay. So if I fall against this wall, you see that my wrist, elbow, and shoulders curl. There, see that? And a lot of you will have stiff or potentially weak wrists from sedentary jobs, so we need to look after them. So everything we're doing here, you can start on a wall first, then work to the floor. And as you can do it, there, or you can push off. Curl. Stretch. There. Okay? So you can do that there. But we're trying to work up to being able to do stuff on the floor as well. So remember we did our rocking. We did our rocking there. So now hands out in front. I can place them down and then come back up. See, I'm placing first, then curling, and then there. So you can do that 3 to 5 times. Shake the wrist off. You're going to have to shake the wrist off, I think. Then you can just. So I did that by falling first. See, my legs are curled up behind. Falling and pushing. Falling, pushing. Okay. And as you get more confident and stronger, not in lesson 1, but you know, the next few weeks you can practice, you can go from a little bit higher. So I'm slowly lowering my body weight down. Don't try this unless you can do the first one. I'm curling, stretching. So there's something to build up to. Okay, so Chris is just going to have a go at that receiving force with his hands. Go, yeah, easy. Easy, further. Good. Then try and push off with a bit more spring there. Push. There we go. So we sort of risk assess Chris that he's fine there. Try the kneeling one now. So you go on your knees and you're just going to put your hands slightly, go from there, not so high up, hands a bit closer and hands out stretched and then just lower your body gently to the floor. That's it, good. Okay. Again. Yeah. Okay, now try and get your belly button down so you've got that curl shape, so you've got your belly button first. Chris doesn't know his belly button. So you're trying to go belly button first, then rock your chest forward, okay? Not chest first. That's it, that's it, that's it, that's it. There we go, and then you can rock forward onto your chest. So there's a difference. So it's quite hard to do this stuff. Yeah, okay. Not much rock there, is there? No. So I'm finding it hard. Just try the rocking on your tummy, see how you do with that. So then you might have to go back to rocking on your tummy. Go on then. Oh, stiff. There we go. There we go. That's it. That's one way. And then try and tuck it. There you go. That's it. All right.
No, I can't do it at the minute. One for me to practice.
Yes. Okay. Right. Thanks.
But now I'm going to show you, we've done these shoulder stands and headstands, and again we can lower and raise the limbs, but we're from a different fixed position. So, oh, I haven't done sitted actually. So another one you can do is, just from sitting, this is the most stable base really, apart from lying, is you can lift up and down like this as well. So you can always just lift up and down. But shoulder stand, mentioned a bit before in one of the other classes, I'm just going to go back onto my shoulders here. Now you notice I put my hands up and my legs came over my head. Because my legs are over here, it helps me balance. It's a counterbalance. Okay. As soon as I raise my legs up, the balance becomes harder. Okay. Here, balance quite easy, and some of you might actually fall back there. So this is an exercise in itself. Remember we've talked about before, this is a bit easier to balance because I'm in tuck. As soon as I extend, it's a bit harder. Now I can raise my leg and lower my leg in shoulder stand now. And this is a strength exercise and a bit of mobility. So this is good for strengthening your back and your tummy muscles, okay? Because you're having to lift the whole weight of your legs up there, okay? If you're not that flexible to do that, you'll find it easy to do one leg at a time. And you can cheat slightly by not going over your back, by going out to the side, okay? So you don't have to go up and down a straight line. You can go 2 legs to the side. All right, I'll just turn around so you can see the different leg positions from here. So you can go there and back up. So if you think about it, it's the same position now. Just lifting my legs out to the side and lowering. Or forwards and back. You see I'm a bit stiff there. A bit stiff there. Different combinations there. All the while in shoulder stand. So shoulder stand is something, it's like a beginner's one which people might be able to get, and if you put your hands on your hips like that and hold you up, you'll be able to do that. Next one is headstand, which is a bit trickier, and we do it from kneeling. I always do it from kneeling, and you've got to think about a triangle. So these hands are the base of the triangle, equilateral triangle, and this part of my head is the apex on the top. So if I start from kneeling here, I'm just going to put my head down there, and I'm just going to lift my bottom up. So if we talk about raising and lowering body parts, my bottom is just raising up and down. Okay? Then I walk my feet up, so until I get my hips, they won't quite be above my hands at the moment, but that position I can lift one leg up and down, still raising and lowering body parts. Okay? And I'm doing alternate. Okay? Then come out of there. So some of you, I'm doing it on grass because I'm reasonably competent at this, and the grass is soft at the moment. You might have a small cushion there, and make sure that something soft as the other side, alright? You don't want to have a row of jagged broken glass there in case you tip over, because you're more like, if you come down this side you're okay, but if you go over that side you can get hurt. So make sure there's enough space that side. Or do it against a wall or something so you can't go over too far. Now, just an additional safety point, just to reinforce this, look how slowly I move into the movement. If you jump and it's tempting to jump into the movement, that's when you like to lose balance or fall funnily. So, see how slowly I am working there, okay, rather than, you'll see people going like this and then falling over. So it's a strength and control exercise, not a speed exercise, okay? So be safe. That was alternate legs. Now, once I've done that, I can lift both legs up together. Okay? So you notice I could do that really slowly. 1, get my balance. 2, there. Okay, I'm still in tuck. And then from there,
you can lift one leg down, then the other down. So 1, 2, tuck, okay, then 1, 2, down. All right, this ground's a bit uneven at the moment, so I'm just a bit off balance. But do you see the pace I'm doing at it now? Just to lift one up and down. And when you get more competent and practice, by the end of this month, if you keep doing this a couple of times a week, you'll be able to do this. And then I'll make the limbs same principle. The limbs further away from the body, the harder it is. So from here, I'm lifting with straight legs now, up to straight. Okay, then I can lower and lower and back up, down to tuck there and there. Most of them only like doing 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 and then coming down each time. Gives your head a little bit of a rest and your neck until you get stronger doing it. But then, I mean, then you can start doing 5s and 10s to work up towards that. Okay, but just at the moment, just because I'm not seeing you face to face, just start doing 1s or 2s and come down, so make sure you're safe first. Okay, so you're going to crawl back. So Chris is going to crawl backwards. Okay, then turn sideways as you crawl. So the direction is going from cone to cone, so he's going to touch this cone here. That's it, and he's going to touch the other cone there. So remember, the pathway is straight, but what we're doing is getting him to change direction. Okay, then hips up. Keep the direction the same. Hips facing the ceiling. Yes, that's right, yes. So he's turned over there. Yeah, so he's turned over there. Okay, now turn around 180 degrees. That's it, so he's crawling round and doing that. Good, yeah. And then crawl backwards. Yeah, and then forwards. And then hips face down. Keep the direction going the same. Oh, he's changed. Did you see what he did there? You flipped over one, yeah. So flip over side to side rather than long ways. That's it, good, yeah. That's it. So he's always done a 180 again and come back and stand up and shake off. Can you feel that working, Chris? All right, so that's just changing a few random things there. And you can just go forwards and backwards, okay, between the 2 sets of cones, but I'm changing left to right, side to side, okay. What haven't we done now? Okay, so try moving on your hands now. Hands then feet, like we just did here. Shake your arms off. Do you remember your hands, so your feet are lifting the floor now? That's it, yeah, that's it, that's it. So now he's going to go like that, just get used to it, so he's warming up there, that's it, and then turn around and go the other way. Oh, he's all over the place at the moment, that's it, yeah, so he's doing that, yeah, okay, come back down. That's it. At the moment, I think you're leading with right side each time, Chris, so stay that way and go left side leading. Is that harder, that side? Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. All right, and then come doing that forwards now. So put your hands on the middle and get your feet jumping to the side. So go back up the other way, put your hands in the middle and land your feet left and right of your hands, okay? So his hands going in the middle, that's it. And then the other side, there we go, very good, very good. All right, and shake off, well done. We can do cartwheels like that, or I can do more spinning ones like this. Down, and then back up. Like that. So there we have moving hands, then feet, crawling, running, jumping, skipping, and walking sideways, forwards, and backwards. Okay, so then we've got crawling. Remember all these movements here? I'm crawling around the curve. I can go through the cones just for fun. Oh, kick a cone over, and then do that pathway there. Okay, so we did that one, and then we did weight on the hands. Just going around the curve here, going around the curve here, okay, and then going back the other way. And you'll find this is a uphill, so it's a bit harder for me, okay, that going one way or the other is easier for you. I'll show you a sideways movement. It's called a dancer's roll. So here, just rock from bottom cheek to bottom cheek. I'm using my hands at the moment, okay. If you want to work your tummy muscles more, don't use your hands, it's harder, okay. So you're just getting used to rocking. Now I'm rocking, once you've got that, I'll put my hands down again. Once you've got this, stop, put that foot over. Then come back, rock, put that foot over, okay? So you can see, and then what I'm doing is just pushing up slightly. I'm pushing up on this hand here. So as I rock over, push up, push up. Let's take that back a bit. So you start here, yeah, do it no hands.
Okay, and then once you've got that, you just cross your foot slightly wider, push up, push up, push up, push up. All right, so you see how there. Now going from the top down, so we've been moving on our feet, you put one knee down, roll, hand down, you're on your bottom cheek here, roll across, push up, and stand up. All right, so you kneel down, hand down, roll across onto thigh and bottom, across, there, and back up. So what that looks like is you can step down there. Okay, I'm showing it from the front. Yeah, I'll do one more from the front. So I'm stepping, get low to the ground, knee down, and turn. Okay, so that's just a dancer's rock. So you can step, step, down, step, step. Okay, so step, 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 down. I'm spinning, well, as fast as I can at my age, just to show you that the momentum's there. If you do it like this, step, step, down, oop, stuck, rolling around like a dying fly, coming up here, and you have to push up like an old geezer. So it's harder to do it slower. So practice from the ground up first, then you can add any movement. So skip, down, skip. So I'm not sure you can do it karaoke. Let's try that. Never done it before karaoke. So karaoke, here we go, down. Oh, there we go. That was a bit of a bump. Karaoke, here we go. Which foot's forward there? Karaoke, karaoke. So that's the dancer's roll. Start from the bottom, work your way up. So normal rocking, I'll turn this way, is pretty symmetrical because everything's tucked. And then when you, as soon as, I'm just conscious of the slope here, so I'm going to turn around sideways. As soon as we make it asymmetrical, it changes even which way I want to roll. I'll try and do that forward, but I'm conscious of the viewing figures here. So if I roll backwards, the tuck knee normally wants to go over the shoulder first. Then the straight leg went behind, and then I go forward like this. And then for some reason I just went into that position there. Remember the other day, or the last class, we did those movements here. So here's asymmetrical, and again here. Okay, so that's just going from one side to the other side. So it's an asymmetrical body shape, although the movement is symmetrical because it looks the same when we're going back those ways. So just try now, rocking, and seeing what shapes you can make with your legs. Whether it's symmetrical, or it's asymmetrical. Okay, so anyway, so you can come up to here if your wrist is sore, but preferably up here. Now, to do the balance, what we're going to do is go from one balance, and then you can go into 4 points, which is easier, and switch sides. Whoop, I've got the wrong leg up. Here. Okay, so I'm going to switch. So we're in a symmetrical shape here, asymmetrical here, symmetrical there, symmetrical, asymmetrical, symmetrical. Okay, so I'm going to do it without talking now, and just try, once you've got this hand and feet position, whether we can go to 4 points. The other thing we need to know about is 4 points. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I mean by a 4-point balance. And then this would be a 2-point balance. Okay, so I've got my shin and foot and hand here. So I'm just going to now try and show you some moves between that. Okay. What I was doing was going from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 and trying to, 4 is the easiest, trying to avoid 4-point balances where I can. Try that then. Just try going upside down and either think in your head, I've got to keep one hand off or one foot off or one hand and one foot. Okay, try that. So as we did backward stuff, and you noticed when we did the walk back, my centre of gravity there, there's a chance you're going to fall. And if we're going to fall, we need to land safely and roll. So we've done the tuck, so we'll build up a backward roll tutorial, a little tutorial now. So a backward roll is sit and tuck. Do that 3 times. You want to be in a tuck shape. Now, I'm going to keep my knees together and get 2 knees going over the same shoulder. I'll do that facing the camera. So these 2 knees are going over my right shoulder now. Starting with the tuck roll. There. We did this before. Going over that shoulder now. Just familiarising yourself with that. Okay. Now the backward roll, the only difference instead of going over one shoulder is that you go over both shoulders at the same time. And you must have your hands here. Okay, so this is a key hand position. Thumbs touch your shoulders like this. So just practice this. Okay, and then we'll do the tuck with my hands like this. And I'm going to push my hands down into the ground. So I'm getting used to that hand position. Now doing a backward roll from sitting is really hard and you're likely to hurt yourself. Some very young bendy people can do. I'm not going to try and demonstrate it and hurt myself demonstrating. So it's very hard then. So what we do is we do it in 2 movements. You sit down and push your bottom backwards and then go into the tuck. So you're getting some travelling there, okay? So I'll sit down, push, and I came up to my feet. Now notice that one, I did the easier variation where my feet come either side. So I'm landing in a straddle position, makes it easier to get up. I'll demonstrate it head on now, okay? So I sit, hands ready, push, and I'm landing there. So that gives you a bit better time, or a bit easier to get the feet wider apart, okay, believe it or not. I'll try a normal one now with my feet together. Okay, so that's in tuck. Don't try that until you've tried the straddle one. And coming from this way, down the slope is a bit easier again. Okay, so I pushed. I went quite fast there because I was going down the slope. Also make sure you're doing it on soft grass or a mat at home. Okay, so then what you can do is you can walk backwards, walk back. Oh, I'm tripping! There. Okay, you just get used to going back. My preferred method, that was a bit too much weight on my head, is still to go over one shoulder. Walk back, walk back, walk back, trip, up, there. Okay, so that's how you roll backwards. We can do backward roll because it looks nice, prepares you for other things, but the 2 knees over the shoulder is the safer one for the unexpected roll backwards. Have fun and be safe with that one. Tension's really important, so when you've got your landing tension, you've also got it when you go onto your hands. So, for example, and I'm never going to demonstrate a bad one because I don't want to hurt myself, but if I just roll, land there, from that height, really stiff, there, it's sending a shock wave up my arm. But if I land and my wrist, elbow and shoulder relax into it, you can see that then it cushions the blow like a spring in your car or on your bike. There. Okay, so just try from kneeling, okay, or even a bit lower than kneeling there, just pushing forward like that. Okay, and as you can see, my hands lifting higher each time. Okay, so just try that 5 times. Then, once you've done that, so I'm going to just go a little bit higher. I always let my hands hang down, but I'm going to go from this height here and then reduce. If you get the timing wrong, you'll either go like that or you lose your nose. So it just takes a little bit of practice, and like I say, go from the ground up. Then I can do that from a squat position now and reach forward. Go from a squat position and reach forward. Now movement, this is the joy of you thinking, what's this got to do with the joy of movement? It just allows you then, in case you trip or fall, that's one way of absorbing. But that's the least best option. What we want to do is really, as if we fall, is to roll. I'm getting fall and roll mixed up, so I've made up a new word, foal. Right, anyway, so from here, there. Okay, now we've done the tuck to stands and things like that, but what I'm going to do now, that's called a shoulder roll. It's hard to do it uphill. I'm only going to do one side because this microphone's in the way, but I'll show you again from the side. So, okay, now on this grass we're okay, but imagine if you're out skateboarding with your children or you trip and fall. If you trip and fall and land like this, you're liable to break something. So I'm just going to show you this now. Now, I think I'll start this way. If you start from kneeling, okay, start from kneeling, and I'm going to hold on to this ankle. I'm going to try rolling up the hill. Okay, I'm going to try holding on to this ankle, and you look at the knees that is bent. Okay, so I put that hand there, hold on to this ankle, look at the knees that's bent, and roll. That worked all right. I'll show you again. I'll show you going that way. So this is the knee that's up. I hold on to that ankle, and I look at this knee. Push forward, and then roll. Okay, so a shoulder roll, you're going diagonally, it's not a straight forward roll. So you can see it's actually a straight forward roll, but it's not like a forward roll that's straight. So here's a straight forward roll, which is quite hard to do up a hill on this ground. But then you put your head first, whereas if you do a shoulder roll, you'll see that I tuck my head out the way and I go from here to there. Okay, so a shoulder roll. This goes like that. Right, so that's showing it. Let's practice again. So what you're going to do, you're going to kneel down like this. Hold on to this ankle. Put this hand forward and then look at the knee. Okay, I'm going to get knee. I'll try and do it slowly. There we go. Okay, so if you're that low and here, you're less likely to hurt yourself. So do that 5 times on each side. Right, so once you've found that, you may have found that I landed on my shoulder or got a bit winded, and again, just start low. And if you're finding all of this a bit difficult, another way to do it is to do it in reverse. So we've done our 2 knees over the shoulder bit. Remember that? And then I can just reverse it. So this time I'm going to go from 2 knees down and I put this hand out to the side. Again, I'm looking away from the shoulder that I'm rolling on. Look away. Let's rewind that. So if you've got your video, if you were back in 1989 or something, you could use your VHS. I'm going to roll that way and back and see if it looks the same. Oh, I think I pushed off with 1 foot rather than 2 there, but I'll try that again. Okay, over the shoulder, and then get this shoulder down first, then roll. There. So that's a way of getting you familiar with it. And then I can now go from this position here, and instead of having one knee up like this, I'll just demonstrate here. Get it coming up a little bit higher up, but only do that if you're happy with the other ones. So you can practice 2 knees back over the shoulder and forward. You can go from 1 knee up here first, be comfortable with it, both sides, make sure you do both sides, and then only then I'll put my hands forward. Now, if you're an Aikido-ka, right, someone who does Aikido, you've got all these lovely tatami, these Japanese mats that are really thick, but we're not any of them. So best way to do this is not to tuck like I've been demonstrating for beginners. Okay, so tucking that arm in underneath there is really good for mats. What we're going to do
is you're going to roll out. You see my hands there, so I'm going to roll out there, out here, there. Alright, so you're watching this bit. So you land, you're going to trip, you're going to land, so you roll here, elbow, then you don't want to land on your elbow, so then you keep rolling to your shoulder, and then you go over like that. Really hard to do slowly, so watch. Position. See that elbow go like that. And what that does is it reduces the force of impact straight from that joint or that joint or that joint. It can roll all the way back and down there. So I landed a bit heavy on that shoulder there. Okay. So again, always go back to just that. And if it looks like this at the beginning, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So you can go from, I'm all hands and points. I'll do it this way now. Hands and points. So I'm going to go elbow, shoulder, do a die and fly on my back. That's okay. But then eventually I'll start going diagonally. Push. The secret about shoulder roll, start low, stay low, and gradually over time build up. That way you'll be safe. Now we're just going to practice a little bit more of landing on your hands and just work on these, all right? So you can see what you can do here. So I'm going to do a tummy roll, all right? So it helps if you've got a bigger tummy like mine. I'm just going to roll like that. So I'm trying to go from hip bone here to sternum, okay? My hands are there for support, not really pushing up. So I'm not pushing up there. They're just there to help a little bit, okay? If you want a bit of a challenge, you can try it without using it. Okay, so you can try and get that. Then, I'll try and land, hip bone, tummy, chest bone. See how my feet come up a bit higher there? Hip bone, tummy, chest bone. Okay, now I am going to push with my hands at the end of it. So do that 3 times. If your back is twinging or aching, don't do this at all. Go back to rocking, and if that hurts, there or here, to get the muscles strong like that. And if that hurts, stop what you're doing and maybe seek medical advice, all right? But assuming that all of that is working. Okay, so now I'm going to roll. Now I'm going to use my hands to push up fast. Roll, push. And at the same time, notice I tuck my feet underneath me. So, roll, push. Okay, so quick push, but it's really getting my legs moving fast as well. One more. Roll, push. All right, so just try that 5 times. So, if you're still with us, okay, remember you always go back to the earlier variations. Now you've got to try and get a little bit stiffer on your hands. Okay, so this one then, unlike everything I've said before where we've had to bend everything and absorb, here you have got tension. I've got to strengthen my wrists, elbows and shoulders. That's called a donkey kick. All right, and then you're just trying to pause. Now, your initial one, better off to be there, then kick up too high and you feel you're off balance. So don't kick up too high, just feet off the ground and gradually come up. And the fail for this, in case you do overbalance, is not to land on your noggin. The fail for this is to roll out of it. Fail, roll. So you tuck your chin in and you can roll, okay? Don't go straight down. Tuck your chin in and roll. That's the fail for that. Once you've got your donkey kick down, then you can combine that with the chest roll feeling. But instead of going from, where were we? From here.
instead of going from here, there, you're going to go the other way round now. Let's just get to that rolling action, and I'm going to slowly control my weight down and roll back up. Here we go. See that again. That was me trying to do a slow one. I'll try a really slow one. I can lower it slowly, but you have to get your leg under there fast. It doesn't work. And so, I think if you really try and slow, build up your arm strength as well, so you can control the landing. I didn't get the timing right then. I was so busy about getting my knees in. So, when you land and fall now, okay, so if I land and fall, I can absorb, back up like that, or I can land and roll like that.